Hi, Christy here. I want to talk a little bit about the opening prayer we use to get into the records. Well, the opening prayer and the closing prayer for that matter. So I trained with Linda Howe for the first time in 2011. And the prayer has been consistent throughout that time. And she has a copy of it in every one of her books. Any of the books that you look at will tell you how to open the records and provide you with the prayer. So I took one of them that I got in one of the classes and I laminated it, so that when I do a reading for someone, I have this prayer in front of me. She since has issued little cards, like wallet-sized cards. I shouldn't say issued. In her courses, she gave these to the students that were in the class. It's not like you can go buy them now. I don't think so. I don't think she has any products for sale. Maybe, oh well, she has products as far as some digital recordings and so on, but nothing physical. So when I open the records of someone, I use the opening prayer, which is the top part. And you need the person's full legal name. You need to do the sequence that you have to repeat 3 times. This one part of the prayer, part of it said silently, part of it said out loud. When you're done with the silent part, you say the records are now open. And that's when you can jump in and start asking questions. And I actually tell people that, because when it comes to the silent part, people are kind of like, I'm ready to start asking you things. And it's like, no, we have to do the silent part before we do the part where the records are now open. And then when we're done, we close the records with the closing prayer. Copyright 2010, by the way, by Linda Howe. And the records will close by themselves naturally over time, but it's just nice to have a very definitive, firm ending of when things are complete, so that there's no sense of things sort of lingering, being unclosed, hanging open, whatever. So I love that we have this framework, this very intentional way of going in, this very intentional way of coming out. And then, of course, the time we spend in there is intentional as well. Part of the silent part in here is protect me from all forms of self-centeredness and direct my attention to the work at hand. You don't say that part out loud, you say that part to yourself. And if you're in the records and you feel you need to go back to that, you may return and repeat it to yourself silently again. It's extremely rare for me to need to do that. Every once in a very great while, like maybe every 2 years or something, do I feel like, oh, I've sort of slipped into my own stuff and I need to do something as a refresher. But anyway, I love this system. I love this way of getting into the records. And if you're curious about getting into the records, I highly recommend you look into her books and find this prayer, opening prayer and closing prayer. I'd love to hear in the comments below whether you have gone into your own records or you're curious about it. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And in the meantime, please go be brilliant.